In this next video, we're going to prepare the non-endotoxin pyrogen controls, the NEP controls. And the final concentration in the plate is a 1:100 dilution of your master mix from your NEPs that we're going to prepare in a minute. And it needs to be, so it's a spiked concentration kind of, and it only needs to be one concentration also in the highest concentration of your sample product. So in this video, we're using the final concentration of 1:200, 1:400, 1:200, 1:200, 1:500. So again, for this, because we're going to make a 2x pre-dilution, because we're going to add the cells later, we're going to make the pre-dilution to 1:50 of our product sample. And of course, if you have prepared more solution in the previous video, you can just take out that 1:50 dilution of that tube. But since we've used everything there, we're going to prepare new sample product, and we're going to make 500 microliters in total. So 1:50 dilution. I'm going to take 490 microliters of RPMI. For product 1 and for product B. We're going to do this for both the LTA and the HK SA. Of course, I have to label it correctly, so I'm going to call it HKSA1 and LTA1, and here I'm going to use it HKSA for 2 and LTA for product 2. So again, here we're going to prepare a product dilution of 1:50. I added 490, so I'm going to take a P10 and add 10 microliters of our product. So product 1. Product 2. Here. And of course, we need to do also double for the LTA. So again, product 1. LTA. And for product 2. So here I just prepared a 1:15 dilution of our product for LTA, NEP control, and HKSA, and the same for product number 2. I prepared 1:50 dilutions for LTA and HKSA. And the next step now is to get rid of these, we don't need those. We're going to take the 2 vials out of the freezer, the LTA and the HKSA, the standard, the controls. And we're going to add 450 microliters of medium. For LTA. 450 microliters of RPMI, again without any supplements, for the HKSA, like this, and we will vortex controls for at least 1 minute to mix thoroughly. So once we've prepared that, we've made our master stock concentration. So, and these need to be diluted 1 to 100 to spike our samples. So for this, we're going to take P10 again for 5 microliters. Take out 5 microliters of your LTA tube to spike your product number 1 LTA. And of course the same for product number 2. So again, LTA, 5 microliters, number 2. And we're also going to spike the HKSA. And it's also going to be a 1 to 100 dilution, so 5 microliters for the HKSA sample 1. And the last one, HKSA 5 microliters to spike our product 2 sample as a control. So these controls are needed and necessary to determine if the product is not interfering with the non-endotoxin pyrogens in the test. Same as, of course, for the LPS. And here in this case, and included in our kit, are the LTA and the HKSA. But normally, and as stated in the pharmacopoeia, you use the non-endotoxin pyrogens that you suspect in your product that needs to be tested. Normally, you have an idea of what can be the contamination, but we can provide all of them if needed. So that's no issue. So, but these are the standard non-endotoxin pyrogens. So we've prepared them, the 4 different NEP controls, and they need to be added in the last empty wells. So the LTA spiked for sample 1, and then the HKSA spiked for sample number 1, and then the same for product or sample number 2, LTA and HKSA. And since we're only having a half a milliliter, 500 microliters in our tube, I'm going to use a single pipette, 100 microliters. So LTA, vortex of course, 1 minute, and add it to the plate in quadruplicates. Same for the HKSA, vortex. And add it in quadruplicates. Like this. Now for sample number 2, LTA, vortex, 1 minute. Now the HKSA for product 2, vortex, and add it to the plate. so. And now we've added the non-endotoxin pyrogen controls in the plate.